How you feeling after that?
This is, I don't know. I think, so the only thing I remember from this episode going into it was how weak Paris was and how, like, a little stream from Squirtle would knock it out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure probably in a couple months it's going to be the same thing. That's probably going to be the only thing I remember. This is super weak. And just a little static shock or a little bit of water is going to knock it out.
Spit on him. Don't do it from just fuck a loogie.
Oh no, you poisoned him.
Mm-hmm. He didn't tell me
How
you were sick.
Use your COVID attack.
Yeah.
Welcome back, YouTubers.
Oh yeah, welcome back. I hardly noticed you were gone. I'm having so much fun this episode.
I mean, what do you expect? It's a Paris episode. What do you expect?
No. That is about what I expected from a Paris episode.
Yeah, pretty much.
Although, I really feel like this episode should have came like a lot earlier on. You know, like...
Yes.
Maybe...
Like before we were running into Pokemon...
take care, Famo.
Thanks for being with us for a bit.
We hope you enjoyed Paris.
Yeah, we should have this episode before we started having Pokemon that were, you know, second evolutions, or, you know, single evolutions or whatever. Walk to YouTube.
Like, how they say goodbye in Paris? In French.
So, in Paris...
Right?
Yeah, so in
French?
Spain, like, when you meet someone, or when you greet a girl, you always give her a kiss on each cheek. But it's really just like slapping cheeks.
I feel like even with the guys, they do that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but only if like you're familiar. If you're familiar with the guy.
Mm-hmm.
If it's just like you're meeting a guy for the first time.
Or want to get familiar.
Or want to get familiar, yeah. However,
is it ciao? Wait, how do you say bye in French? Is it
ciao?
Ciao?
Ciao, I think, is a universal. Isn't it like adeo? Adeo?
How do you say hello?
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Marie, the baguettes. Hurry up.
That's too expensive. How is your wife? Sorry, we'll stop there. But yeah, I lost my train of thought. I don't know what we're talking about anymore.
That you're gonna forget this episode pretty soon.
Yeah. That's the way it goes.
All right, you ready for some recrapping?
Yeah.
You ready for me to crap on this crap? To recrap this crap out?
Your turn.
To regurgitate some crap?
This episode had like no stakes.
None.
0 stakes.
Meowth had some emotional stakes.
Well, I guess according to Cassandra, the fate of the entire world laid on Paris defeating a Pokemon.
And Paris let her down. Ash just couldn't take losing. Sent out his ace.
Yeah. Twice.
Who had no control. Alright, so this episode starts off. Our heroes in the woods again. As like a third of the episodes. Arriving at a town. This town is so small that there's no gym. First stop in the town, they go to the potion shop, where they are greeted by an old lady who wants to give them some weeds that grow hair on their nose and tongue, I believe.
That's right.
They declined for who?
That's a kinky old lady, man.
Who knows what reason why they declined? Because that was free weeds. All right. Can't pass. There's no better price. They weren't gonna get that again for that offer.
Could you imagine having hair in your tongue?
And nose, just like those two places. She's like, the only drawback is the hair falls off everywhere else. But your nose and tongue will be hairy.
Sorry, I was gone for a minute. What you said?
Oh, welcome back. Imagine just like harvesting your tongue and nose for like wig hair. Imagine all the good you could do. You could like make like wigs for cancer kids and stuff.
From your tongue?
Mm-hmm. And nose. I don't picture a nose hair. I picture like on the top of your nose. Just like
like a unibrow kind of?
yeah, just like on the button.
Or like a up and down, like an up and down.
Yeah, it forms an uppercase T. After
oh, I see. I mean, if it goes all the way down and you grow a mustache, it could be an I.
Yeah, you make a capital I.
Yeah.
You can make like a J if you grow out your mustache. Oh, you know what? I missed a part. Before they make it to town, we zoom in on Team Rocket, and Meowth is running a big fever, which it never explains what the fever is coming from. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe from not having a Pokeball and being exposed to the elements forever. But just as Jesse and James were about to abandon Meowth, what's her name? I'm keep thinking of Erica. What's this girl's name? Cassandra.
Yeah.
Comes by.
That Meowth was gonna die.
Yeah, it physically burned Jesse's hand.
Jesse was literally just saying, "Oh, he's got eight more lives. He'll be fine."
Oh yeah.
No one explained to Team Rocket that cats actually only really have one life. But you know, they're kids. Are they kids? Teenagers, I think.
I don't know. I think they're teenagers.
I guess I should probably know.
I think they're early 20s.
Do you think they'd be sad if Meowth died? Somebody's telling me that they wouldn't be that sad.
I feel like they would cry, but get over it very fast.
Yeah, they're very quick with their emotions sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
They can feel something very strongly.
That's what I was about to say. They feel their feelings very hard, and then they move on.
Very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. I guess Team Rocket's more interesting than I give them credit for.
Right, we can do a whole case study on them.
Pretty much.
Meowth is burning up though, and Cassandra comes and whips up an antidote on the spot real fast and heals Meowth. But because the antidote was made with love, it causes Meowth to fall in love with Cassandra.
Is that canon?
Right? Just like when people make you stuff with love, it causes you to love them. It's canon. That's why your wife's cooking tastes the best.
Always.
Mm-hmm. No, always.
Oh, okay. If it doesn't make you love them every time, you're doing it wrong, right?
Yeah, it was not made with love. It was made with contempt. Contempt for your fellow man.
Why would they make me anything if they have contempt towards me?
You're a burden. That's why. They feel like they have to.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. Now
that we have an understanding. and we're on the same page.
Are we?
And we're in complete agreement.
But, for the sake of finishing this recap.
Right.
I'll agree with you, I guess.
I knew it.
I knew it! Wait, I've heard this somewhere before.
Wait. So, Meowth falls in love with some real, like, bestiality vibes going on. Like, he wanted Cassandra to have his babies. It was a whole thing. And James was all about it.
He was daydreaming of her being pregnant.
Mm-hmm. Well, it turns out that she runs the shop. Whew. She runs the shop with the old lady who was trying to give him some weeds to grow the nose hair and the tongue hair.
I think she was just selling psychedelics, bro. That's what it was. This one will make you grow hair on your nose and tongue, and then you'll be transported to a rainbow-colored room filled with Bulbasaur eyes.
Right?
They'll all be looking at you.
Oh gosh.
And then you'll turn. Oh man.
If only. If only. I would take the weeds.
Was I lost again?
For a second, but we knew you were going. We knew exactly where that was going. And we were there for
About
you.
being turned into a Lickitung?
Mm-hmm. With a hairy tongue. Also.
The hairy tongue. Oof. Crazy combination there. Would you imagine a fusion? Oh my gosh, we gotta do Pokemon fusions of a Tropius Lickitung.
Or what's that one ice one? With the mammoth? The hairy mammoth?
Oh yeah, Mamoswine.
We can do Mamoswine and Lickitung.
Oh, that'd be
Maybe
weird.
get a hairy tongue.
Oh, maybe.
If you had to have a hairy tongue Lickitung, would you want to have like thick, coarse, hard hair? Or like soft, wavy, like Beach Boy hair?
Depends on its tendencies. Does he use that tongue to battle or more, or does he just use that tongue to lick me all the time?
Both.
I guess it's important to win battles, so I'll go with rough. I like it rough. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
rough. Scruff McGruff. Did you guys ever heard that? Can Scruff McGruff come?
Yeah.
Chicago, Illinois.
He's take a bite at a crime.
Did you guys have Scruff McGruff come to your school when you were in elementary?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Many times.
Bro, that's some San Antonio stuff right there, man, I think.
And then he was also with remember the DARE program?
Uh-huh, yeah. Do you remember that?
I was like, no. I don't take orders from a dog. I'm doing drugs and joining a gang now.
Oh man, I'd be like, wait, if you smoke cigarettes, you can't run fast? That's terrible. And then literally, like, the fastest person in our track team would smoke all the time.
Yeah, he took it as a challenge. He's like,
Took it as a challenge.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. No man, that worked for me. Like, that stuff worked for me. The DARE and the Scruff McGruff and like the calendars and all the stuff they had all over the posters. All that stuff worked on me. It scared the crap out of me. I was just like, I am never doing drugs.
Oh yeah, same. I remember.
And then I heard about these weeds that make hair grow on your tongue and nose.
And you're like, never mind. I can't resist.
I get it.
I can't hold back this feeling.
Did you say it scared you off too?
Yeah, I remember being like in 3rd grade, being like, I'm never gonna smoke a cigarette.
The end.
have you seen that one thing where it's like a cartoon? This girl's pushing a baby, right? And this guy's standing there smoking a cigarette. And she's like, I thought you quit smoking. And he's like, no, I said I quit smoking for good. Now I smoke for evil. And he takes a hit and blows it in the baby's face.
Oh, God. That's terrible. What is this, a commercial?
It was a cartoon.
Cartoon? Oh, God.
I'll send it to you. No, I said I quit smoking for good. Now I smoke for evil.
That's clever. Pretty clever. Oh gosh, that's funny. Was that the whole recap?
No, bro, that's the beginning of it.
I don't even know where we left off.
Yes, and so a plot
That's
twist.
just the beginning of it.
This is just the beginning. The bestiality has just started.
Oh yes, bestiality. That's where we left off.
So it turns out that
yeah,
she runs the shop with her grandma. They go in there to buy potions and potions. And instead of selling them the potions, she challenged them to a Pokemon battle.
Yeah, people are weird.
Yeah, they never got their potions.
Is weird. She's like, how about instead of me helping you, you help me involve my parents? Very selfish lady.
Oh, just you want your needs met, not until mine are. All right. Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
Meow's like, I'll help.
She's like, I got hometown advantage.
I'll meet your needs.
Mm-hmm. She can play the Red Rocket game.
Yeah, we can play the Red Rocket game. Okay, Paris, help this Meow. No.
Well, in what may have been the most funniest Pokemon battle since Samurai, we see our team give it their all.
Please forgive him.
To do nothing.
Not what he says. Please forgive him.
We see the little itty bitty discharge, which look like it's supposed to tickle, but flip Paris over on its back. We see Squirtle give a little water stream. And then we see Charmeleon come out and just flamethrower that thing into oblivion, and then tail whip it into a tree.
It wasn't even like a flame, like your typical flamethrower where you're shooting out straight to another Pokemon. He was looking down on it to the ground and shooting the fire downward.
Yeah. It was pretty violent. It was not pretty. We got a Paris barbecue.
Yeah, that was like a downward thrust.
Thanks. We learned that Charmeleon is disobedient, and that's our first instance of it. Although we kind of got a hint from it from the last episode, but this is like the confirmation of it. Paris runs away. I don't blame him at all. After that horrible, grotesque display of violence exhibited on it.
But it needed.
Yeah. Where it runs into Team Rocket, who had the same idea but executed it way better. Meowth had the great idea to faint the Pokemon for them. So Paris thought it was big shit. You know, it was like pumping up and down and everything, and climbed a tree and thought it was Tarzan. It was like, King Kong, don't got shit on me. Oh yeah, big meaty claws.
He is pumped. Oh yeah, somebody hit me.
Yeah, Pikachu comes by and Paris is like, bring it on, like Bruce Lee.
Yeah, he was exactly like Bruce Lee.
It
Or The Rock.
Yeah. They both fight, and after a hard poke in the tail, Pikachu goes down with the white flag. But the real victory comes when Ash stupidly calls out his Charmeleon again, who just goes ham on Ash first when he tries to recall it. And then Charmeleon goes and attempts to downward thrust again and just misses every shot until it burns Team Rocket. And as it has Paris backed up into a corner, Paris pokes it and Charmeleon goes down. Maybe use like Paralyze or something. I'm not really sure.
You got a sensitive spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, he used some like ancient Chinese like pressure point and just like sent him flying. Charmeleon goes down and Paris finally evolves. Little to its knowledge, just to be harvested for its parts at a later date. To make a potion to make Pokemon smart.
It's okay. Paris isn't there anymore. It's been taken over.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Yeah.
It's gonna come back though once they remove the mushroom. It's gonna be like, where was I?
Do you think so?
How many years has it been? Why am I so big?
I mean, you think of Cassandra, and she's a very selfish person, you know? The Pokemon trainers come, and they're saying, hey, we need potions and ethers or whatever. And she's like, no, let's just do a Pokemon battle so you can evolve my Paris, because I need to turn it into a Parasect. And then, like, she needs Paris turned into a Parasect. Probably against Paris's will, because Paris doesn't want to battle, and Paris, if it turns into a Parasect, it ceases to be itself.
Mm-hmm.
It gives complete control to the mushroom on its back. And
it's
then
kind of like
mushroom.
It's like a direct comparison to being a boy becoming a man. You know, when you become a boy to a man, you relinquish control of your brain. And the mushroom between your legs takes over.
Oh.
And you cease to be yourself. Ever again.
That is not the point I'm trying to make.
Oh. I thought that's where we were
talk
going.
about Cassandra here.
I thought that's where we were going with it.
Not at all. I'm just saying, Cassandra didn't want to give him the potions. She wanted Paris evolving. And even though Paris didn't want to fight, she made Paris fight, and she put the pressure of the entire world. On Paris's back. Like,
I need
the
you to fight
entire
their
world
story.
is counting on you.
Every Pokemon
evolving.
ever.
The entire world is counting on you ceasing to exist and letting this mushroom take over your brain. And then we're gonna take that mushroom and use it. Because you are an object to me, Paris.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I don't blame Cassandra, and I'll leave it at that. Because it's a Paris.
And she could have like zillions of dollars. Apparently, it's gonna be like as big as like the polio vaccine, you know,
yeah,
or like
pretty much. I mean, like, I think Parasect is useful because it has Spore. If you level up a Parasect and you take him out in the wild, you're not using him because you want to battle people. You're using him because you just want to catch Pokemon, put him to sleep and catch them. So he's still a useful Pokemon, but yeah, Cassandra's pretty selfish. Pretty selfish.
On that note, let's hear your take on the episode.
Okay, can we start off with me asking you a question?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this psychology of this episode, where everyone is trying to trick Paris into thinking that it's strong, to trick Paris into thinking that he's actually defeated these amazing Pokemon?
To build its confidence.
Yeah. Because that's lying. That's straight up lying. And I'm pretty sure I've heard Ash before saying that he was against lying. But this is 100% he's lying to Parasect, or to Paris.
Yeah, and I feel like this is a thing parents do a lot, you know? with their children.
No.
Probably not Montessori parents, but if you look at the general population, they'll tell, like, the kids will flex the muscle, and they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, you're so strong," or their kid will pull them, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, where did you get those muscles from?" And I feel like they do those things to kind of build that confidence in the kid, like, "Oh, I am strong,"
But there's no pressure on the kids.
No.
There's no pressure for them to be strong.
No. Because once you start applying pressure to any kid to do something, that's when it becomes wrong. Like, you need to let your kid develop into who or what they're going to be. Once you start pressuring them to be strong or smart or like a certain sport, like, you're just molding this kid, into your image that you have. Which, depending on your parent style, isn't a bad thing, I guess. Especially if you're one of those parents who think they know best and know what they want for their kid and have this, like, vision that they want met, this expectation. I really feel like the Paris never really got a chance to explore itself, what its wants are, but we're talking that these things are human, You also got a thing too, like, Pokemon are very sentient, but where's that line between self-aware consciousness and being human? Because something has emotions, ambitions.
I feel like some Pokemon are.
Is it still just an animal?
I just think it depends on the Pokemon. Like, if you look at the Tauros. I think it depends on the animal. Like, if you're talking about Tauros, for example, like, I think that's a Pokemon that seems that he's working only on instinct. If you're talking about, like, an Alakazam or Mewtwo or even this Pikachu, like, they have agency. They know what it seems like. They're learning about what's wrong and right. They can weigh out decisions depending on what's important to them or what. They have, like, their own moral circle, And then you have, like, Pokemon like Paris. Like, Paris is probably a little bit closer to Tauros. Maybe not quite all the way there, but definitely, like,
I don't know.
Definitely understands what's going on around him.
Paris felt fear. Paris felt ambition. Paris had, courage.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think he understands what's going on around him. And he understands his emotions, but I think, like, as far as his actions go, I don't think he's on that level of Pokemon that have, like, a moral compass and are experiencing things and reacting to them. I think he's just experiencing things and kind of following his trainer's orders.
I don't know, dude. I think he was pretty sentient. He was able to.
More than just an animal, for sure. But I wouldn't say, like, on the level of Pikachu.
No, I would say like they're a younger child, like Pikachu's probably like that 9-10 years old, like the same as Ash.
So, like, a level 1 Pokemon?
Yeah, he's probably like a 3-year-old, Like, he understands fear and pain. He understands.
But he's probably not going to move past that, is what I'm saying,
Huh?
I don't think he'll move past that, though. I think he'll stay there. Well, not anymore. Now he's just a zombie. But if he would have stayed as Paris, I think he would have probably just stayed at that.
Yeah, and like just like some humans never evolved past that either, Yeah. And it's just I don't disagree. I think that's where it's like mental, like, stance would be. And if you had a permanent 3-year-old, I would say it probably needed more guidance, than a normal kid.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you make those decisions for it. I don't know. It's kind of.
Sorry, I missed you.
No, I thought I was thinking.
Oh.
The Paris the psychology with the Paris, I think, is just it's one of those things like, does the end justify the means kind of situation. Like, does you deceiving and lying to Paris make up for the fact that it's evolving in a much faster timeline than a natural Paris would in its lifespan? And it really and it depends on just the perspective you take then too. Are you looking at the perspective from the human who is doing this for quote unquote the greater good of all Pokemon kind? Or do you take the perspective of the Pokemon losing its agency for quote unquote the greater good? It's.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's how much do you really care about the Paris? How much, like, are you treating the Paris as your kid, or are you treating it as
it's kind of
dog, or just like an insect?
It's a really good comparison is like the lab rats.
Yeah.
These lab rats are a huge part of clinical studies that bring very important medicines and vaccines and all kinds of stuff, like decades faster probably than they would normally without any kind of animal testing. I would say before the 2010s. Like now we can just do like almost whatever we want with a lab and computer. But back then, and it's like, do you feel for the rat? Like, does this rat sacrifice mean more than the millions of lives that it's saving, than the countless lives? Or does the fact that this rat deserves a life mean more to us,
Yeah, I think, as a scientist, that doesn't make you egotistical or like selfish to be working on this for the greater good of humanity. And so maybe I judged Cassandra too harshly, because when all is said and done, I think Parasect is an insect, isn't it? He's not a bug type though. Is he just grass? Or is he grass bug? He's a grass bug, right? So he's a bug, right? And so, yeah. I mean, he's a bug, so how much do you care about him? It seems like it's a bug that has emotions, that can feel, that can, respond to his emotions. He understands what's going on around him. So, I mean, how much do you care about that? If you just care enough to get the mushroom that you need and work on the potions that you need to make work, then, that's cool. But if you, actually care in a deeper level, and you don't want...
What people care the most about, not even that it's sentient, but more so that, it can feel pain. And I feel like that's where empathy towards animals come from.
Yeah.
Is how humane is the, the harvesting or the testing, because Paris is very much aware of pain.
Right.
And he has a pain response. He battled Charmeleon once. And from that one battle, remember the next time he saw him, oh crap. This Pokemon's gonna hurt me.
Yeah.
It really just depends how empathetic you are to see which side of the scale you'd be on.
Yeah. I watched this scene from, have you heard of that show Yellowstone?
No.
I haven't seen it, but I've just been seeing scenes here and there. And he's a farmer, I think. I don't really know because I haven't seen it, but from what I gather, I think he's a farmer or something. And these ladies are protesting him because, they kill animals like chickens and cows and stuff to make meat, right? And then he says, and then he explains to them that when they're like tilling the ground, when they're bringing the big machinery through the ground to plant crops, like things that vegetarians eat, they're also killing all the mice, all the snakes, all the bunnies, everything that's in the ground. You know, like all of that is being killed when the ground is being tilled. And he goes, so how cute? So the question is, how cute does an animal have to be until you start feeling bad that it sacrificed itself to feed you? You know. And so I don't know. I kind of like that scene because I honestly truly believe that animals were put on Earth for us to eat, for us to consume, for us to use for work, for company, for all that stuff. But yeah, you're right. They all, and I don't know if insects feel pain. I have read I've read some things online that say that insects don't feel pain. So I don't know. Paris is obviously not just a bug, and it's more than just a bug.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not an insectologist or whatever, but I've also, I think, read up that they don't really have pain receptors, since most insects have exoskeletons.
Right.
There really wouldn't be much point. They sense things more through feelers and antennae and.
Yeah. He definitely has an exoskeleton, Paris, or she, whatever it is. But yeah, thanks for answering my question.
We on the Banana Beer Bros also are firm believers, and I believe I speak for both of us, and I know I do, when we believe that the cuter the animal, the more better tasting it is.
Okay. So. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure. Have you guys ever had bunnies or not rabbits, bunnies? Mm-hmm. So good.
Baby bunnies.
All right. Baby bunnies. I'm not kidding. The smaller they are.
Fresh out the womb.
So good. Okay.
All right. Now, let's hear your thoughts on the episode.
Yeah, it's a pretty simple episode. Like very simple plot. Very simply
simple.
Simply simple. Just so easy. Easy breezy. Lemon squeezy. So. I guess a couple of things. We kind of talked about at the beginning a lot. I think it needs to be said that Charmeleon is an absolute savage. We talked about like the way he attacked Paris, but do you know what his intent was? like what was the intent of this attack? Because Charmeleon looked like it was trying to kill Paris. It looked like it was trying to barbecue it. It looked like it was hunting. Mm-hmm. But not hunting to like just get a quick kill, like hunting to make him suffer.
Like Indominus Rex, like
in Indominus Rex. Bro, we just watched that movie on Sunday. So
he's like, it's not hunting to eat, it's hunting to hunt.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It's hunting for sport.
Hunting for sport. Man, he was vicious, just vicious. Which I wish when he evolves to Charizard, I wish they kept some of this, because this is good stuff. This is good stuff with that we did from Charmeleon. Mm-hmm. He's not a likable character, but that's okay. Like, we don't need to like all the characters. But he's very unique right now, as in being a Pokemon that Ash has that's violent and non-obedient. I think he was the star of the show for me. I really liked Charmeleon in this episode. Also, what I liked about this episode were the way Pokemon said their names, I guess. Parasect was like... Sometimes he would be like, Parasect. But other times he'd be like... And, yeah. like the buzz.
Have you seen, what's it called? What's that one, Jim Carrey? Jim Carrey when he becomes God?
Yes, Bruce Almighty.
Bruce Almighty, yeah. When he's doing like the TV.
Yeah, we got a little bit of that from Parasect today. And when Weezing got knocked out, he does this Weezing. That one he's just like Wee. Wee. Oh, I don't know if I'm lost or if you can still hear me.
No, you're good.
Okay, you heard me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He had a little wee. Love that. Wee.
Sweet fixins.
Yeah. Weezing would be a perfect Pokemon for my new character. What's his name? I already forgot his name.
Mr. Banana.
Alright.
Banana.
Banana, that's what it was. Other than that, that bringing on Pikachu for Paris was good. I really want to know if Paris has lips, because if it does, like, have exoskeleton lips.
We will definitely get to that when it's Paris' turn.
If those are exoskeleton lips, he is rotten run material. Rotten run material. And as much as I love Charmeleon in this episode, I think my favorite part was Cassandra refusing Meowth.
Oh,
and saying that she was going to give all the love and caress and everything Meowth wants to this Persian they found outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Brutal.
That was brutal. But yeah, I mean, this episode, it seemed like a quickie, just because there wasn't too much going on and it was very simply simple.
Simply simple.
But yeah, I like Charmeleon. I think he's the star of the show, and this is a very forgettable episode. So, before I only remembered that the only thing I remembered about this episode was the little stream that knocked out Paris. I think in a couple months I'll remember the stream, and I'll remember what Charmeleon did, because that was Charmeleon
Just the
went hard.
brutality of it.
Like, I haven't seen this kind of brutality yet. Have we on Pokemon? I don't think so, right? Like,
No.
like maybe Haunter killing people, but other than that,
Yeah.
I guess Sabrina was pretty brutal. But
Also,
from a
who's
Pokemon,
that one guy, Yosemite Sam, who just like shot first and asked questions later?
Yeah, but from a Pokemon, I think this has been the most brutality we've seen. Maybe Raichu.
Maybe Mewtwo?
Well, I mean so far.
Oh yeah, so far. You okay?
Yeah. Okay. What do you think?
I mean, so I believe they could have had Meowth like bump its head or something. The fever didn't really make sense, you know, to me. Because we don't know why he's sick, or we didn't even really know Pokemon could get sick. You know, they can get like poison.
We saw Pikachu being sick.
Oh, that's
in the
true.
Magnemite episode, right?
That's true. Yeah,
But it was because of the Magnemites.
Well, maybe she could have like gone into more detail, like, oh, like he has this, like we could have seen her expertise play out more if she more customized the antidote to what it was, and she was able to identify, like, oh, like the red cheeks, the burning hot fever, the lethargicness, like this must be this, you know, and her get some like stuff and then make the medicine. Would have made it a more like knowledgeable scene, and has like believe in her more, that like, oh yeah, she really is a herb, like she does work with herbs and medicines, and she knows what she's doing and talking about, you know.
Yeah.
I do find it funny that the first joke of the episode, where Team Rocket's superheroes tie in to the very end. You know, like, it's very rare that they're very, how to say, conducive, like, with themselves, you know, like they...
Yeah. Like, that looked like a throwaway joke.
Yeah. I do find it hilarious and very ironic that our heroes walk into a small town and walk into a store of healing and get challenged to a battle, of violence. Very ironic, very funny for me. Like it didn't. And I thought the premise of trying to train a almost 2-week Pokemon to become stronger is they kind of flipped the whole Pokemon trope on its end, which I thought was also pretty funny. Like the Pikachu and the Squirtle were hilarious. Charmeleon,
you were cracking up in the Charmeleon scene more than anything.
Charmeleon, oh man, I couldn't look.
Like, no!
I feel like it would have been a more impactful scene though with Charmeleon if Charmander was a more caring and sympathetic Pokemon and like nurturing, to really see like the difference between them, how far we came. Charmander was just so vanilla and bland and just fit whatever mold was needed that it isn't so much of a shock as it is just like, whoa, Charmeleon's an asshole, It isn't like, oh my god, what does Charmander become? Like, he's turned into this monster. It's more so just like a whole separate Pokemon, And I feel like that really could have been a more memorable and emotional betrayal. Almost like when Anakin becomes Darth Vader. And you see that light lead them. You see the goodness fleed, and all that's left is a monster behind.
That's a good comparison. I like that comparison.
Charmeleon was out of control. Paris made the right decision in running away because Charmeleon wasn't listening to anyone, and it was out for blood.
Yeah.
And so after the worst defeat of its life, Team Rocket, gave it that boost of confidence that it needed, and it took it to heart. It thought it could take on Pikachu, Yeah. But just like we were talking about that sentience and the ability to learn and remember, the second it saw Charmeleon, even after defeating Pikachu, was very humbled, and it remembered its loss, and it ran, even at the height of its confidence. Its fight or flight kicked in, and it was a runner. It was not a flightless bird. It took flight, and but through its fear, it was backed into a corner, into where it had nowhere else to run and was forced to fight. To which, to our surprise, it was actually able to defeat the reckless Charmeleon, who was just seeing red like a bull. And it evolved. I kind of skipped over the agency talk since we had a big discussion with that already.
Yeah.
But I do feel like that was the point of the episode, is agency, which is why Charmeleon and Parasect were the two major characters in the show, and even Meowth a little bit. These people were acting against what we know to be their selves. Meowth, who is normally this cold, heartless Pokemon, thought only with its heart this episode, like Charmeleon, which was known to be non-violent but submissive, was uncontrollably just enraged. Parasect was the whole spectrum. Scared to brave, strong to weak. And it really just has to do with agency. Like, Oh, you froze. Hold on.
It's okay.
Charmeleon had all the agency and did not know what to do with it. When Parasect had...
I think he knew what he wanted to do with it.
Charmander was just...
Oh, you're talking about Charmander. Sorry, I thought you were talking about Charmander.
Yeah, Charmander was just in attack mode. It didn't... With that free agency, it did nothing with it.
Mm-hmm.
But harm itself and others. With Parasect, when it had the agency, it was scared. When it was given the agency is when it was finally shown that it didn't have to be scared, and that's when it evolved. And Meowth was acting alone and against his normal agency of the team. And that's when you see, oh, he does have a heart. Oh, he is capable of, you know, he isn't this cold-hearted Pokemon that he portrays to be. No? Do you think he is?
I don't know. I mean, you started off by saying that the potion was made by love. I think it was more the potion. The love potion.
The love of money.
I mean, he was just using money to bring Jesse and James along. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I mean, I think it can happen to the best of us, you know. There's the scripture, and let me bring New Testament here. There's a scripture in the Bible that says, if ye being wicked know how to give good gifts, you know, imagine what, you know, and then he goes on to like saying, like, imagine what God can give you, right? And so, like, talking about how, like, wicked people, if they have friends, they can still give them good gifts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Meowth's doing here. He did fall in love, and even if he's evil people can fall in love too. That's how it works. Like, it can happen to anyone. But then he's also like trying, because he loves James and Jesse. He won't admit it, but he, you know, cares about them. He wants to bring them along too for his big grand master plan that was never going to work.
Because
make zillions of dollars. Like, do you imagine if you could make zillions of dollars off of Parasect, people would be catching parasites.
Yeah.
It would be a whole thing. Like, it would be one of the most rare Pokemon.
Yeah, and there's always that like mentality too. Like, when you are in an abusive relationship, like Meowth is, when someone is nice to you, you tend to I can't think of the word, like, overthink it. You know, you tend to romanticize the care and love that was given to you, because to you it's not normal, even though to them it could be a daily exercise of love they express to the world, you know?
Yeah.
And that's actually like part of a cycle that people fall into with like narcissists, you know, like they get love bombed and then abused, you know, and then they think about leaving, and then they get love bombed again, you know, because that whiplash, it confuses you, you know, and can make you feel emotions aren't really there.
What would you change from this episode? Let's say we have to go through the trope of, you know, lying to Paris, and that we still need to get it to evolve through training, through battling. What would you do different?
Man, not much.
Yeah.
I would honestly, like I said, I would change the beginning, like I said. I would have her a little bit more knowledgeable about like what was going on with that. And like I said too, like I would have changed things in earlier episodes to make Charmander more of a nurturing Pokemon. Kind of like the Brock of Pokemon, just like caring for other Pokemon, like always first to step up, always the first to do this and that. That way you can see the real contrast of personalities between the two.
Maybe like one of those. Maybe have one of those scenes where like they have a difficult battle, and though Charmander gets hurt, he's still trying to take care of the other ones that got hurt. Yeah, that would have been very good build-up. And
I probably would have thrown a scene too with Charmeleon, like as Ash is pleading with him to like stop and do things, like you see like a glimpse of Charmander, like thinking about like if he should listen or not, and then like Charmeleon just win and just continue on doing what he was doing, like showing that like Charmander's gone, like
like a Wanda version, like from the Multiverse of Madness.
Maybe, I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Just kidding. I knew it.
Exactly that. I knew it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was a pretty good episode as far as Pokemon. Like it was pretty. They stuck with the theme. They stuck with it throughout the whole episode. The whole theme like was conducive, like from start to finish. It made sense. There wasn't much in character development, but it was more so about the Pokemon than about the people.
Yeah. This is one that could have been taking place in Ilex Forest, like before Brock.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, shall we go to our encounters?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Alright, we got Paris, Parasect, and Persian.
Who are you picking?
I mean, bro, this is like one of the easiest ones I've ever had to pick from. Persian.
Persian?
Yeah.
You've used a Persian before on the team, right? I want to say.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Persian.
It was a Nuzlocke, right?
Yeah. Yep, he was very useful. Normal types seem to always learn lots of TMs and stuff like that. So, like, I want to look this up because last time we talked about, I remember we talked about Kingler, and I was talking about how much I like Kingler, and I was saying he was one of my favorite water Pokemon from Kanto. But I didn't look because I was like, oh no, but then there's Cloyster and there's Golduck, and then I was like, okay, maybe he's further down than I think. So, but I want to say Persian is my favorite normal type, especially from the first few gens.
More than Snorlax?
Now I'm looking through all the gens here, and
more than Snorlax?
More than Snorlax. Yeah, man, I think he might. Oh, gotta get lost. I'm coming back. Okay, I'm here. I think, okay, so, yeah. You know who I like? I like that Bunnelby evolution for some reason, but he's not just normal, he's normal ground. So I wouldn't count that. Just straight up normal types.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm looking at one right here. This is actually a fairy type, so is Blissey.
Yeah.
Is Porygon normal? I don't know why I thought it was electric.
You don't like the Donald Trump one? Yeah, he's my favorite normal type. I mean, Tauros is pretty cool too. The thing about Snorlax is he's useful. He's very useful. He's always good to have on a team. Not my favorite.
Alright, so these are the Kanto normal types.
Oh, if we're including dual types, then it's not my favorite. Because bro, freaking Firo, there's like those fire lions from X and Y. There's a lot of really cool
normal
cool
type
types.
lions.
They're fire and normal type.
Really? That's cool typing.
Yeah, look up. I forgot what it's called. I think it's called. Oh shoot! I forgot the name of the Pokemon. Normal fire. Pokemon. No. Ah, man, I forgot their name. Pyroar. That's what it is. So if you look all the way to the right, the male has the big mane, and then the female has like the long hair going back.
Really? And they're normal type? And fire?
They're normal fire, yeah.
That's a cool typing.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Oh.
Ew. Who did you say is your favorite normal?
I gotta go with Snorlax, man.
Yeah, you really like Snorlax. I mean, if we're talking about this Snorlax,
Oh, yeah.
then yes. But this is definitely not a normal Snorlax. Yeah, perfect.
That's advanced Snorlax.
Advanced Snorlax. And your encounter? You going with Paris? Little Paris? Your little Paris, maybe?
I gotta go with Persian as well.
Okay.
I don't...
Fair enough.
I would say bug typing's gotta be my least favorite typing of all.
Well, shall we rate it this?
Which is really weird because I love Scyther. Scyther's bug, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Scyther's almost like the exception.
Yeah, Scyther is definitely an exception. Well, shall we rate it?
Yeah.
Why don't you go first?
I'm gonna rate this, let's go with 5 Squirtle lightly squirting Squirtles.
2, you said?
5.
Oh, 5?
Mm-hmm.
You going perfect score?
Yeah.
What? You're going perfect score in this episode?
Bro, there's like almost nothing I would change. And the things I would change are so minor that they don't change anything in the story.
Wow. But did you enjoy it as a 5-star rating?
I did. I laughed. The comedy hit. I felt like the characters weren't overbearing. Everyone fit in the story. Like,
wow. Okay. You're gonna remember this episode?
For the bloodshed that was Charmeleon versus Parasite.
Okay, well, this is another one of those episodes that will be just on separate sides here, but
A 0.
I want to give it a nothing. I'll go with 2.5 Paris's. Come over here! Get over here! Calling to Pikachu.
Fair enough.
I felt like it was a very average episode. Am I back?
You're back.
Okay. I would give it a lower ranking, but I think this episode gave us a really cool character in Charmeleon.
Mm-hmm.
And as a kid, I don't remember how long we get Charmeleon. I feel like not very long before he turns into a Charizard. I really enjoy Charmeleon's character more than Charizard's. Not just by design, but by... Charizard just seems more lazy, and Charmeleon seems more vicious and brutal and savage.
Mm-hmm.
Harder to control. So yeah, I'll go with 2.5. Get over here.
Man, what would you change to make it like a perfect rating?
How about we get rid of Paris and put another Pokemon? Just kidding.
Any other Pokemon?
Any other Pokemon, please? So I think it's set up all right. You know, I wouldn't necessarily change anything about the beginning or like, you know, the story is trying to get Paris to evolve. So you want to get Paris to evolve. I feel like, honestly, Team Rocket shenanigans this episode were not up to par. Usually they're a little bit better to me. They weren't, you know, it wasn't very entertaining. I would, and I know it sucks because we always have to find a place for Team Rocket. I would have liked to have Team Rocket very minimal in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Meowth falls in love, and then they watch the whole episode, and then at the end, Meowth comes in trying to get with Cassandra or something. That would have been fine. I would have preferred something better to get Paris ready to fight Charmeleon again, because that's what they're doing. The whole episode, after Charmeleon destroys him and he runs off, the rest of the episode is, let's get him ready to fight Charmeleon again. He didn't know he was going to fight Charmeleon again, but that was like a big, you know, ending for that. So, I mean, I'm not 100% sure what you can do there, like, to train that Paris. You could... Maybe Paris runs off into the wild and then finds some wild Pokemon in trouble, and then he has to step up, you know? Maybe something inside him tells him, no, we gotta fight, I gotta fight. Or maybe he runs into a Pokemon that tutors him, or I don't know. I just felt like all the Team Rocket scenes in this episode were kind of boring for me.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe just a better preparation to fight Charmeleon again.
For the rematch.
The rest, yeah, for the rematch.
Like a Rocky montage.
No. I said that for Pikachu versus Raichu. I felt like that would have been good for Pikachu versus Raichu. For this one, I feel like I need more. Like I need more from Paris. Why did his motivations change? He didn't have motivations, right? He's just trying to please his owner, which, like, I don't know. That's not very exciting. Yeah,
I took it more like a fight flight.
Yeah. I just feel like after he faces Charmeleon the first time, and then the rest of the episode until he fights Charmeleon again was just kind of dull, and it didn't really explain, like, he didn't really beat he beat Charmeleon, but he didn't really, like, it was just luck. And I guess, like, he could have still gotten lucky, but I mean, like, get some good hits in or have an actual battle with Charmeleon. I don't know.
That would look so silly.
Maybe there's not enough screen time to prepare Paris for another Charmeleon attack.
That would look so silly. Can you imagine them, like, trying to take that Paris serious? Like, trying to fight a Charmeleon?
You don't have to take him serious, but he's got to have, like, some tricks up his sleeve, you know?
Yeah.
Like, maybe he runs into some wild Pokemon and he learns how to use Sleep Powder or Spore. You know, maybe he learns how to use Paralyze something, and so he's able to paralyze Charmeleon.
He runs into an Executor who teaches him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man, I can't.
It's so this episode.
I can't for the life of me give it more than an average.
It's just not good enough, huh?
It's not good enough, but we did end this episode with a Persian and a Meowth.
That's true.
And today, our contestants on Nothing's Ever Good Enough is the duo of Meowth and Persian.
That is true. There is no lie there. No lie detected.
Yeah. So the Meowth line. Meowth, that's right.
How do you feel about all these different lines?
Well,
And first of all, is that a real Mega?
the big one,
Mm-hmm.
that's Gigantamax.
Oh.
And I think those bottom ones, those are actually, I don't think they're called Meowth. I think they have different names.
No, I think they're Meowth. I think I have them on Pokemon Go.
Isn't it called like Berserker or something? Oh, I think the first one is called Meowth, but the second one is not a Persian. So he doesn't evolve in Persian, he evolves into a different Pokemon.
I think you're right.
Okay, yeah, I guess we can count him in with this, loop him in with this line. So, one of my favorite things to do when I used to play Pokemon when I was younger was, I used to love using Meowth or Persian and using Payday. So
Me too.
Yeah, making the money. I used to love doing that.
Money,
so,
money, 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 money.
Money! Here comes the money! Here we go. Money talks. Here comes money. Money, 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 money. Dollar, dollar.
Dollar bills, y'all.
So, yeah. So I really loved Meowth and Persian in the games because I just...
Yeah, it
like,
evolves
they're
into
the
a
best way to
Berserker.
make lots of money. What is it?
Yeah, so it evolves to a Berserker. So the first one is...
Meowth.
The first one's still Meowth.
Yeah. Yeah. So in the games I loved using both of those guys. I love how Meowth's like coin on his head.
Then we
when
get a
you would
Berserker.
when you'd attack Pokemon with Payday, it would show like those coins dropping. Like it made it seem like that coin he has on his head is like worth a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Which I imagine it probably is. I imagine like if
You imagine correctly.
Yeah, I imagine if you like killed a Meowth and took the coin off its head, it's probably worth a lot of money.
Do you think people out there like poaching Meowths? Do you think that like
It
gem
wouldn't
inside
surprise
inside Persian's worth anything?
The what?
That gem inside a Persian's forehead?
Maybe. Like I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't want to attack a Persian though. Would not want to attack a Persian. Have you been hearing me this whole time?
Yeah.
Wait, so when I lose you, you can still hear me. That's good. Oh man, I feel like for Meowth, we're just starting off with Meowth, right?
Yeah.
Original Meowth? Okay. Yeah, the Meowth, he's got, oh jeez. Oh man, the Gigantamax, I guess, is on the show too, huh?
Why is it so long?
There we go. Oh, there we go. Oh. That's not Meowth. Bro, I need you to look at Meowth. Oh, here we go. On the left side, we have some Meowths here.
Where?
Okay, so here's one thing I'll say about Meowth, I guess, is
What is
I
this?
like-
Is there a baby Meowth? Where is?
No, there's-
Why am I seeing this everywhere?
I don't know, maybe someone drew it a bunch of times. So, in that picture up there that you just passed,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I enjoy that. I like the Meowth looking like a cat, using cat poses and everything like that. I think it takes away from the design when they have him walking around like if he was a human, like a humanoid cat.
Mm-hmm.
I much rather prefer him like right there, that picture on the left, like
one?
that. Yeah, and I think there's an episode where we run into another Meowth, and there's like a switcheroo, and the Meowth literally acts like a cat. It walks on all fours. It scratches itself like that, and it does cat things. I think Meowth, at its design, for some reason, I like it more when it acts like a cat and not just walks around like a humanoid. And I feel like a
When it
lot of
walks
Pokemon
around
have
like
that
this?
issue where they try to make it humanoid, and it's just,
What about like that?
I don't know, it just ruins it for me, I guess. So I like Meowth's design. There's not much to it. There's not much to it, but I like it. I like the black ears.
Simply
I like
simple.
Simply simple. I feel like the whiskers that come out of the top of his head and the side of his head remind me of, or maybe it's like a reminder of how he's got sharp claws and he'll scratch you because it makes it look like I don't know. It looks like it's like pokey and sharp and like a cat. You don't want to get if the meow's mad at you. You don't want to get very close to it. The color design, the color is just your typical normal type colors. Yeah, for a normal type, it's well designed. I like Meow. I just wish in the show it was more of a cat than it is a human. Like he could still talk and act like a cat. He doesn't have to walk around and dress up and carry briefcases and stuff like that.
He doesn't have to go to work.
Right. Just let it be a cat, dang it.
He can hate Mondays.
He can hate Mondays, yeah. But he can eat a lasagna every now and then. It's fine. What are your thoughts on OG Meow?
Oh yeah, super basic color scheme. This is the normal type color scheme for sure. I feel like they did just take a normal drawing of a cat. The whiskers on the side. The only thing I don't really get is the whiskers on the top of the head.
It's like a demon or something.
Yeah, I don't know if they're supposed to be horns or what that is supposed to be. But they've all got them. The weird whiskers on the top of the head. And I don't really understand why.
Oh, but you get to look at a Meowth when you're rating him, huh? I gotta look at DeviantArt.
Where were we?
No. I was kidding. Yeah,
I feel like the little two baby fangs. I feel like it's a cute cat. It's definitely got the feline eyes, no nose. Like basically, if you told like a 7-year-old to draw a cat, you would get like a Meowth, And I feel like the little payday coin on top is a great way to set it apart from a cat without like taking too much away from it or adding way too much on. It gives its own characteristics. Meowth is very greedy and money hungry. There's not a lot to say. This is the Team Rocket mascot. Its fame level is right up there with Pikachu. It's probably almost as recognizable thanks to Team Rocket being in almost every episode.
Ever. Still in the episodes. They followed Ash around the world.
Yeah.
He's got a very smooth design, which is kind of unique for villains. I feel like most of the villain Pokemon, I guess, or Pokemon that you'd see as like, threatening or whatever, they usually have sharper features. He's very smooth, very. The only thing he's got really going for him that looks sharp is like his claws, I guess, even and his whiskers, even his teeth don't look very sharp.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've seen him break his teeth a couple of times already on the anime.
Yeah. You know what he reminds me of? Have you seen those cat things with the paw in the air? And
yes.
It like looks.
I think he was based on one of those.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I think it's like a clock.
Yeah, just like puts the paw back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, if it's based on that, then yeah, then good job. However, I think that Persian is it's a big upgrade. Huge upgrade.
Really?
You don't?
To me, he just got more boring.
You're looking for that those gold cats?
Yeah. Maybe it's not as famous as I thought they were.
No, they're very
Oh,
they're
here we
very
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, these things.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I lost you for a second there, and I'm back. Oh. Yeah, greedy, money hungry.
Mm-hmm.
So Alolan Meowth gets a lot of DeviantArt, huh? Let's go to Persian.
Alright, what you think?
Very funny. There we go. Bro. Persian looks so good, man. Who doesn't like wildcats? I think like lions and tigers.
Do you get wildcat? I get like ferret.
Well, you know, I mean like wild cats. Oh, you don't get like a puma out of this? Like a cougar?
I get ferret.
No, man. What are you talking about?
Bro.
No, not a ferret. What are you talking about? That's like a cougar. It's a puma. A mountain lion. I know what a ferret looks like, bro. It does not look like that.
Not ferret. Mongoose.
No. It's a puma, man. It was so good. I honestly think it looks cooler than any other wildcat. Like, maybe save the tiger. Like, tigers are bad A. They look so cool. But yeah, I love everything about Persian. It literally looks like a regular animal, but with a gem on his forehead and like red eyes. But yeah, and maybe some of my bias is because Giovanni had one, and it's probably Giovanni's favorite Pokemon. Yeah.
Lethal squirts.
Yeah, which means Persian's probably a lethal squirter. But yeah, I love this design. I remember when I was getting back into Pokemon as an adult, which was probably like in the year 2011 or something, 2010. I remember I was working at a factory job, and I was talking to this guy who worked with me, and he was playing Pokemon. I was like, oh man, I should get back into Pokemon. He's like, yeah, you should buy 3DS, and he was telling me we could trade, whatever. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna. Right now, all I'm doing is working. I have like 3 jobs, and I'm not doing anything. So I bought like a 3DS, got my favorite game, Soul Silver, and started playing. And yeah, so as soon as I found Meowth, I was like, yeah, I'm keeping a Persian on my team. I like normal types. They can learn lots of TMs, and Persian for me is the coolest looking normal type. Like, I would, if I had to rate this, just Persian by itself, I'd give it 5 stars, for sure.
Really?
Yeah, I really love the design.
I get like rodents.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, not a rodent. Is it because of the neck?
Yeah, the neck gives me, man, maybe not ferret or monk, but something like that.
Look at its legs, though.
And I mean, this thing is just so boring to me. it loses even more color. Meowth had color on its tips.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and this is just one solid color. And it loses its feline ears for like mouse ears. And it's got like regular whiskers. It's got the eyes still. I mean,
it would like now that you mention it, I think it would look pretty cool if it had the brown paws, like Meowth.
yeah, maybe like they kept the ears.
Man, I don't know. I just feel like when I think of Persian, I feel like it's more of a beauty thing than it is like a rigid, scary thing. You know, like it's got like these oval
those ears can still be cute.
Like if you looked at
look at Alohan, how the ears.
That's not the Alolan. Look at the one on the left. That's Alolan. That's Alolan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's this?
Ew. Look at this fake one. This one's better.
Yeah, but I mean, like, okay, look at the ears though. Like this design would have been perfect. Then that. They're almost like Mickey Mouse ears. I'm telling you, they went very rodentish.
Sorry, I disagree. I think it's more beautiful.
No, they went.
It looks almost like a headdress, like a jewelry or something. Like it's a beautiful Pokemon, like a majestic Pokemon.
They went Mickey Mouse, bro. Like
It doesn't look like Mickey Mouse ears at all.
If you color this thing black, it's got 2 circles on top of its head.
Bro, it looks like almost like a cobra head. You know what I mean?
What?
It looks like almost like it's a cobra.
Bro, these are mouse ears.
Oh no, they're not though. They're not at all. Oh man, I can't believe you see that.
Yeah, that's all I see. I mean, like.
Just because they're round, I feel like sometimes when, like, you have some problems with like circles, bro. You're like, look, he has a clown nose on his forehead.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you haven't said that.
Like, come on, dude.
No, man. To me, it almost looks like it's a cobra back, like a cobra head is forming in the back. It looks like it can be like a headpiece of like
so this looks more like
some majestic Persian woman.
So if you covered up the face and took away the body, you'd see more Arbok than a mouse.
Maybe not Arbok, but I would see. I don't know, man. They don't look just because they're round. Like there are lots of animals that have round ears that are not mice or rodents.
Like what? I guess.
I don't know.
Bats come to mind, but they're also rodent-like.
Animals with round ears. There's an animal called a Pika. I wonder if Pikachu is based off of that.
But look how much like the ears almost fix the Alolan Meowth.
But that's not the real Alolan. The real Alolan is the ugly one.
I know. I'm saying, look how it almost fixes it though.
I don't like it. I like better the regular Persian's ears. Yeah, I like. Wow, I think this is gonna be the Pokemon we disagree on the most.
Right?
Yeah.
Look, does that look like a rat or a cat?
Oh, bro.
A mouse.
if you put it like that, I mean, it still looks like a cat.
Really? You still see a cat?
It's got little whiskers and little paws.
Mouses have those things too.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at it like that, though, it does look more like a mouse, but... Look at this, look at that Pokemon card of Dark Persian on the left.
This one?
Yeah. Really? Does that look like a rodent?
It could look like a starved mouse, yeah.
Starved mouse with huge long legs?
Man, those are just mouse ears.
Agree to disagree. Do you have anything else to say about Persian? Because we got a couple more Pokemon to go through here.
Like, look at what mouse ears are stereotypically looking like.
Mouse ears are circular, you're right, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Almost exactly
But
like Persian.
But you can't limit Pokemon like that. You can't limit Pokemon to say like, oh, if they have a round nose and it's red, then it's a clown nose. If they have circle ears, then they're mouse ears, they're rodent ears. You can't limit Pokemon like that.
I feel like you can. I feel like they are based on real animals and Persian's based on a mouse.
No, man. Okay, hold on. Let me look something up real quick here. I'm gonna... Okay, let's look up... Perfect. Let's look up an image of cougars. Well, actually, these ones... I guess they're a little more sharp. They're kind of round, but not as much as Persian.
Bro,
They're a little
cougars,
softer.
those are completely triangle. Those are just like Meowth's ears.
They're not completely triangle. They're
What?
a little more...
No, they are not. Look. Triangle, 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 triangle,
Oh.
triangle.
Here. Look
Triangle.
Up, okay.
Triangle.
Wait, look up. Okay, hold on. Look up pumas. Look up pumas.
They're all triangle, bro.
All the way to the right. That bottom right one. No, go down. No. Yeah, up. That one, yes.
Bro, that's triangle.
No, you see what he's going with his ears? That's the same thing that's going on with Persian.
No, it's
What
flipped
he's doing
inside.
with his ear is doing the same thing.
It's flipped out inside out. Look, here's another one with it not. Look,
Okay.
look
But-
at these.
but I understand, but look at the one flipped inside out. That's literally what Persian's ears look like.
No, Persian's ears are going the opposite way. And they're round. These still have the point.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, okay, so I can't find a good example in the wild cats.
You know where you can find it though?
No,
Whose ears do these look like?
not Persians, bro. That's a different story.
What?
Okay, I understand, like, Persian's ears are round, but to me, they don't look like mice ears. They honestly look like some kind of, like...
These
beautiful
are
headdress.
exactly Persian's
No.
ears. Right here.
BS! BS! Look at how high they go and how huge they are.
Okay, keep in mind where they start, the forehead, okay?
Uh-huh.
And they go just a little bit lower and they stick out like that, okay?
Go where I'm in. You're looking... to me, it doesn't look like mouse ears. It looks like some kind of like beautiful headdress from like a Persian woman or something.
Middle of the forehead to right underneath where it starts. And they're big.
Yeah. I see what you're doing, and I see what you were going with. Like, they are round ears. I understand they're round ears.
But they even start and stop in the same place. They're in the same head position.
So? Don't ears usually start in that same head position?
No! Do your ears start in your forehead?
Well, I'm not an animal. I'm not a cat.
No, the cat... Where's mouth? Mouths do not start, and they start in the back of his head, in the top.
All right. So let's say they are mouse ears, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Which, whatever. I'm not agreeing with you, but let's say they're mouse ears. They look really good on Persian, man. Like,
oh man,
really like it. It looks beautiful. It looks beautiful. It doesn't look like, oh, look at those rat ears. It looks like a freaking rat. It doesn't look like that. It looks like a beautiful headpiece on a slender, like muscular, beautiful, like puma.
This really is a bestiality episode. Oh no, man, I don't see it though, because to me it's boring, it's lazy. Like even the jewel in the head, like it's just ununique.
But that's the thing though. Like sometimes you can say like, oh yeah, I feel like boring and simple seems to be interchangeable when we're doing these things. Like sometimes we'll be like, oh, it's simple, but it's beautiful.
No.
And then sometimes we'll be like, oh, it's boring because it's so simple.
Because I feel like Meowth is simple, but it's not like the gem in it, the coin in its head makes it unique, and different.
Yeah.
But he's very simple.
Yeah.
And that gem gives it personality.
Right.
Well, I don't feel like Persian's gem gives it the same personality and meaning. It's almost like a third eye, but it doesn't go with the rest of the features, I'm telling you, man.
We're gonna stay on Persian for another hour, aren't we?
And the sad part is, this is as good as it gets, because it's only downhill from here.
Well, not too much of a downhill.
What?
Yeah, I guess we're gonna have a lot of disagreements in this evolution line. I see where you're coming from, and I really do.
I get like this. This is what Persian looks like to me.
Okay. Okay.
Like with the whiskers, the triangle nose, the feline mouth still, the circular ears that start in the middle of the forehead, the long neck. Like, this is what I see when I see Persian.
Okay. Well, if Persian is a rodent, it is one of the most beautiful rodents I've seen. But I don't believe it's a rodent. I believe it's some kind of cougar puma or something with rounded ears.
Cougar.
Because it's a Pokemon. A Pokemon, they're altered. They don't look exactly like regular animals. So it's okay to have a cougar with circle ears. Shall we move on?
Yeah, alright. So where's the...
I appreciate where you're coming with all this, but Persian for me is still a 5-star Pokemon. I love it. So let's look Alolan Meowth, right? This would be next, yeah. Be Alolan Meowth. Alright. So So I like this one more than regular Meowth. And not just because has a bunch of sexy pictures. But I'll let you go first.
I don't like this more than regular Meowth.
Okay.
I think they took a simple Pokemon and made it more boring. The grays.
It's because it's dark.
Yeah, like the half tired eyes. I'm not really sure what they were going for to try and make it different, just besides the eyelids and the color, but it also walks on two legs. I guess they kind of just like abandoned the cat-like idea when we got to the Lohan and just fully went on that Meowths are humanoid. It's still got the two weird whiskers. I'm telling you, it's the exact same except for the color and eyelids. To me, and this is the problem with a lot of the Lohan Pokemon, is I feel like it's just a lot of lazy designing. But let's hear what you think.
That was quick.
I said I like everything I said for Meowth kind of just like carries over.
Yeah.
You know, because the only thing that they changed was the color and the eyelids.
Yeah. So, like, you're right. If we're gonna talk about using animal or cat features and cat poses and stuff like that, I'll take regular Meowth over this one if regular Meowth is gonna be doing cat poses and stuff like that. But if they're both acting humanoid and they're all just walking around and acting like they're humans, then I prefer this color scheme. I just think it looks better gray than it does whatever that normal type color is, beige, khaki, that they use in Generation 1. And so I just like the gray better. The tired eyes, I take it or leave it. I don't really, it's fine, But yeah, I like the color scheme better, and we won't, we don't have to go into the typing because dark is way more fun than normal. But
you know what? I did mention one thing.
It does have a little bit of attitude as well.
I mentioned the part that actually makes me not like the cat, and this is what I cannot stand to look at with this Meowth and this Persian, is that circle ass head.
Yeah.
I detest it. It actually angers me.
Bad. It's not that bad. It's not like a Alolan Persian.
Bro, it's just oh my god, I hate it.
It's not as bad as a Alolan Persian, man.
It's just as bad to me. All I see is the circle head.
I don't know how a Alolan Persian gets around. Its head is so much bigger than the rest of his body.
I hate
that
this.
Thing should be falling on its head all the time.
I hate this circle head.
I mean, he has the same head as Meowth, though. The regular Meowth. The Alolan Meowth. It's not the same.
I don't know. Maybe, but this Persian, it makes it stand out to me.
Yeah, I mean, I am not going to disagree with you. This Persian was one of the worst designs made for the Alolan games. I feel like they went from a Pokemon that was very beautiful, in my opinion, and just give it a gigantic head. If you were just going to keep Meowth the same, keep Persian the same, and put the blue gem or whatever, why you gotta give him, I don't know if it's like an Islander thing, saying like that some of the, the Polynesian people are big boned, so they look bigger. But if you're gonna make its head that big, make it a body bigger too.
Because Ninetales, Lohan Ninetales kind of kept all the thing, a lot of it. They didn't have to massacre Persian like that. I absolutely hate this. I get
what they did to Alolan Raticate. They made Alolan Raticate.
Yeah, that was completely stupid too. I get Garfield version, a Garfield vibe.
Okay. But the head is too big. The thing about Garfield is its body's right under his head usually. This thing carries its head. Like, I don't know how it carries its head. It's so far away from its body. And it's so big.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Alolan Meowth a lot, but
Oh no.
but I cannot I cannot say the same thing about its evolution. Yeah. So you prefer the color scheme of regular Meowth over Alolan?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Okay.
If I had to choose between these two, I would choose Meowth.
Yeah, I would pick Alolan, yeah. But you have a Gen 1 bias, don't you? Sorry, I won't bring that up.
It's true. Oh, look, here's where I guess like it could have looked like maybe.
Yeah, that would have looked better. Way better.
Yeah, I agree. This doesn't anger me as much as seeing these two.
Yeah.
Like, the low-hand Meowth isn't so bad, but knowing that this is attached to this just makes me hate it.
You gotta be able to detach from the emotion.
Like, knowing that this thing will evolve into this. It's like that thing, like, would you kill baby Hitler even though it's just a baby?
Oh, is that an actual question for me?
Mm-hmm.
No, I would not.
So you would let this Meowth evolve into this version.
What you're telling me is you don't even go to the Hitler route. You're just like, so you're saying you would allow this Meowth? Okay, I'll be honest. I've played Sun and Moon, and I've caught this Meowth, and I've used him. And usually by the time he evolves, I already have another Pokemon I can put in its place. So I didn't have to worry about that. I do really like the color, though. It's a very interesting gray.
I would have preferred
like
black.
a bluish gray.
Especially if he's a dark type. Might as well just went black.
Like a Black Panther kind of thing?
I was thinking more like a black cat. You know, like Halloween.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking of a Black Mongoose.
Yeah, I was thinking of a black ferret. Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. That's funny. Alright, man, let's keep going. This is taking a long time.
Alright, so how do you feel about Galarian Meowth?
That's a funny picture. It definitely has more going for it. I don't like the bull horns on the top of his head. I don't know what that's all about. Can you show me like a certified picture, not a DeviantArt one? I just want to see exactly what it's supposed to look like. Not a Alolan, the Galarian one. I don't like the horns. And so I can appreciate that they're going for like a fluffy cat, but it doesn't look like a fluffy cat. It looks like a cat with a big beard. Is that maybe that is what they're going for? If that's what they're going for, a cat with a big beard, I hate it. But if they're trying to make a fluffy cat and it just looks like it has a good big beard, no, it's a beard, right? It has to be.
It's a beard.
Okay, yeah, I hate it. I don't like it. Yeah, no, thank you. I don't like the horns. I don't like beard Pokemon. No redeeming qualities. I guess. Nope, I hate it. Goodbye. Go next.
It's so funny. I love this Meowth. It's actually my favorite Meowth.
Okay, now you like facial hair, huh?
I love. This is like like a feral cat. Like this thing is a stray, and like look at the claws. Like this thing is a maniac.
It's not a stray cat. It's a cat with a beard.
Yeah, I mean this thing looks like hobo-ish though. Like it's got all its sharp teeth. It's got the jaundice eyes. Like this thing's liver's failing from years of just being homeless and drinking. Its gem has gone black. Like it's probably not even worth. It's probably like not even worth anything anymore.
It's
like
rusty.
it's just this cat is just like homeless and feral, and looks like it's gonna attack anything for a home. Or for like its next hit of catnip.
Oh gosh. Are you serious? You really do love it?
I love it.
Oh, I love the idea of it.
This thing's like an alley cat, dude.
With the beard.
Like an alley cat. Like this thing is just. This thing is possessed. Like, nothing good can ever come from running into this Pokemon.
You're saying that... Sorry, I lost you here.
Just look how psycho this thing is.
Yeah, it is a beard. It's a beard. I don't know. I can't like it, no. No, thank you.
Like, this thing is just psycho.
Yeah.
And the thing I love about it too is that it evolves into a Viking.
Man, so now all of a sudden you like facial hair, huh?
Frobopass does not get a pass.
He literally has pass in his name. No, I like a lowland Persian more than this Meow.
This is my favorite Persian.
This is not a Persian, it's a Berserker.
Berserker. It's supposed to be a Persian. It literally is a Viking, dude.
We have like 2 decks that we play with in my family that have these evolutions, and I just
really
never excited to see it.
What do they do?
I think it's one of those Pokemon that just like flip 3 coins and it's like 80 damage per head or something like that.
Jeez.
It's a steel type, so it has like the steel types usually have like pretty good attacks. Ah man, I'm not a fan. I'm actually not a fan of most of Galarian Pokemon, but yeah, I could do without this. I could do without this. I could do without these 2.
Oh my gosh, I wish they were the only 2 that existed.
What'd you say?
I wish these were the only 2 that existed.
Oh. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, no, no. No, 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 no.
What are your thoughts on Berserker?
Just dying out on me here. To me, it doesn't even really look like a Pokemon, to tell you the truth.
Really?
Yeah, it looks like, I don't know, some like weird monster in like a Trolls movie or something. I could totally see this Berserker being, and this Alolan Meowth, or Galarian Meowth being in a Trolls movie. only have Gigantamax left.
Yeah.
Bro, we're going on 3 hours right now.
Alright, let's hear it. What do you think?
Oh, that. You're talking about being lazy? Right? Something about laziness?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know what they're going for here. They're going for those, like, cats with long bodies or whatever.
Yeah.
Wiener. Ooh, it has, like, yellow eyes or something.
The jaundice eyes.
Yeah, I mean, it just looks like a regular meow, just stretched out. With yellow eyes.
I think that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, no thank you. Pass. It's just a worse meow.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the thought process was behind I don't like it.
This is a I might have to edit. But yeah, I don't like it either. I think this is the first one we agreed on every one.
Except for this one. Except for the
Except this one, I think we
Gigantamax.
disagreed on all of the other ones.
What do you rate
Yeah.
this lineup?
Do I have Gigantamax?
Yeah.
Since it's not a temporary, since it's temporary.
I mean, we usually do.
Huh?
We usually include it.
Or Charizard or Blastoise, I don't think.
I thought we did.
I didn't. I don't think so. I don't think I've been including him.
Okay, well.
I will just. I guess I'll decide when I don't. I'm not gonna include this meow, this Gigantamax meow, because all it does is hurt the whole rating. But
I think we did include it, dude. I think we did.
man, yeah.
Both.
Man, this is. The thing is, okay, this is a lot of Pokemon to group together. If it was just Meowth Persian, a Alolan Meowth, and Alolan Persian, I'd probably give it like a 3. But I gotta add like this Galarian Meowth and Galarian Berserker, which I don't like, and then this tall piece of Stretch Armstrong Meowth. Everything go way down. Oh, back. For having a Pokemon I love so much in this line, it's gonna suck to give this evolutionary line like a 2. A very low 2, like a 1.9. I might go point today. I might go 1.9. 1.9 watermelon heads. Move it, football head. This is Hey Arnold's spirit animal.
I'm gonna give this a 1.5. 1.5 feral homeless cats with a catnip problem.
The catnip problem.
And I'm giving a half a point each for regular Meowth and both of the Galarian Meowth and Berserker.
Man, that's the evolutionary line I hate the most. I would take, even including Alolan Persian, I'd take the Alolan evolutions over the Berserker ones.
Oh man, no, those are just so bad to me.
They're not great. They're not great, but
they are
I don't
unredeemable,
like them,
unusable, unlovable.
Unredeemable. Dang man, we disagreed a lot on this one. Okay, so if you had to pick, like, okay, let's see. I'm gonna put them down. So there's Meowth, Persian, and then Alolan, Meowth, Alolan, Persian, Galarian, and then Gigantamax. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Pokemon in this evolutionary line. What would you say is like? What would you say would be your like top 3?
Berserker.
Like you're number 1, you're number 2, you're number 3.
Berserker, Galarian Meowth, and then regular Meowth.
Yeah, I guess that's what you said. See, that's so weird. Like mine would be like Persian, Alolan Meowth, and then probably regular Meowth.
So we have one Pokemon the same in our top 3.
Yeah, we have one.
And he's in the same spot.
There you go. Third place.
We have the same number 3.
That's something. Wow, I don't think we've ever disagreed so much.
As long as like the Galarians weren't in our top 3, that's all that matters.
Your Galarians were in the top 3 for you. They were 1 and 2.
Not the Galarians at Alolan.
Alolan, yeah, Alolan Meowth was my number 2.
Oh no!
Yeah. Regular Persian, Alolan Meowth, and regular Meowth.
I guess as long as Persian wasn't in there.
You know, I've always wanted to have a Pokemon whose head is so big that the rest of the body can't hold it up.
Just go like 50% head.
There's
like a wiggly tuff.
Yeah. My son, he watches, he likes watching the Lego Jurassic World episodes, the TV show. And they have one where they're just like doing a bunch of fusions of different Pokemon. And you get one of those like little tiny raptors. Which one were the tiny ones? I think those were Velociraptors, right? The small ones? That they fuse a Velociraptor with the T-Rex, and it's like a Velociraptor body with a T-Rex head. So it just like it just pushes trying to drag its head the whole time. Yeah, that's what I get from Alolan Persian.
So bad.
This is a long episode, guys. Thanks for sticking with us.
Let's see. According to Google, what is the strongest Meowth?
That's a good question. Oh, Kanto?
Oh, I guess so.
Interesting.
Oh, wow. Alright, number 7. Looks like the weakest one is Alolan. No, and then Berserker. Oh, and then Persian.
Yeah, I'm sure the first one's gonna be Gigantamax.
And then number 4 is Meowth.
Wait, how can Meowth be weaker than Persian? That's not right. How are they measuring this? Oh, it's just by popularity, I think.
Is that what's going on here?
Or maybe not. I don't know. It just
Meowth
doesn't make
said,
sense for me that-
extend!
I love using the move extend as well.
It is the biggest, longest boy that anyone's ever seen.
The biggest, longest boy. That's sexist.
Alrighty, man. Well, that was an episode.
That was like a movie, bro.
It's like an Avengers movie.
That was like an Avengers
You just sat through Infinity War while we debated Meowth. This was Civil War. This is.
Yeah. I'm definitely Team Iron Man. You're Team Captain America over there. Going off the rails.
I murdered his mom. In case you guys are wondering.
Going off the rails with those stray cats. At least my cats were well groomed.
Yeah. I'm like, you see that homeless cat? That's my favorite. And you're like, but look at this beautiful one. Look how much. No. Homeless. Feral.
Look, it doesn't even have all its teeth.
Yeah. Look at its liver's failing. How can you say no?
Oh man, that was a long episode. I don't even remember what the episode
like
was
Ric Flair.
about. I just remember nothing's good enough. What episode did we watch? Paris.
He's like Ric Flair. Woo!
Woo! Oh man.
All right,
You get on YouTube and you watch this whole thing, man, I don't know what to do. Give you guys a cookie or something.
You get a suppository.
Suppository in the mail. Give us your home address. We'll send it in an envelope.
We'll
insert it.
We'll insert it for you.
Oh god. Okay. Goodbye, everyone. Just the bananas on the chin and eyes and everything. Just get out of here. There's no end credits. There's no end credits scene, okay?
It doesn't end good. This is exactly how you thought it'd end. Just as lazy as the Meowths. But alrighty, man. We'll see you. Peace.